So we've been working with two-term ratios so far, but there are some three-term ratios where we compare three quantities and we can compare them and they have these times divide relationships. Okay, so for example, we have a soccer team who've won 18, lost 3, tied 6 games. Okay, so we can write this as a three-part ratio. We have wins. Okay, our wins is going to be 18 wins compared to 3 losses compared to 6 ties. Okay, so it's 18 to 3 to 6. Okay, this is our win, loss, tie. So this is our losses here, sorry. This one's our ties. Okay, and it is important to keep track of what parts relate to what. So this is our win, loss, tie. And we can simplify this since it has a common factor of 3. We can divide by 3, okay, and divide by 3 to get this reduced ratio. Okay, so we have 18, 3 to 6 is the same as 6 to 1 to 2. And again, there's this times divide relationship that's going on that allows us to simplify these ratios. So in this case, we have a divide by 3. So this is, we can write our wins to losses as 18 to 3. So our win to loss ratio is going to be 18 to 3. Okay, or 6 to 1. So for every 6 wins, we have 1 loss, which is a pretty good record. And this is a part-to-part ratio. So we can also break this out and compare other parts of this. And we can compare part to whole. So the total games, so the number of games can be another part of this ratio. In fact, we can make it a 4-term ratio. So in fact, they've played 27 games in total. Okay, and if you take the sum of these terms, they should add up to the last term. So this is the number of games. So if I want to write the wins to the number of games played, okay, so I have wins to games. That ratio is going to be 18 wins to 27 games. And again, we can simplify this ratio since it has a common factor of 9. Okay, we can simplify this ratio into 3 parts to 2 parts. Okay, so for every 3 games played, they win 2 games. Okay, and this is a part to whole ratio because we're actually talking about all these parts being added up into one whole group. And so we can break this 4-term ratio and just compare 2 of the terms. So what's the ratio of wins to ties to losses? In a 3-term ratio, it's going to be wins. It's going to be 18 wins to ties. Ties, we had 3 ties, and then to losses, yes. Okay, so losses, we had 2 losses. Sorry, we had 6 losses. Oh, sorry, wins to ties to losses. Okay, so we need to write that differently. Ties was 6. Okay, and then the losses, there was only 3 losses. Okay, and again, we can reduce those terms. And the order then is important because we said in this case wins to ties to losses. So we need to make sure that we write the terms in the correct order. Okay, so write an equivalent ratio we found in part C. I will take that, oops. I'm going to take this term here, and we'll just use that as our answer. Okay, so this represents an equivalent ratio. Okay, just going to group that, slide that down. Okay, so that's an equivalent ratio. We can scale it up or scale it down depending on what you want to do. So write the ratio of wins to total games played as a fraction and then as a decimal and a percent. So wins to total games played. So the wins to the total games played. So 18 wins to 27 games. Okay, we can write this as a fraction as 18 over 27. Okay, we can write this as a decimal. So it's 0.66 repeating. And then as a percentage, it works out to be 66.67%. Okay, I've rounded that last decimal.